Hi everyone, it's Marla. Welcome to the weekly reading for the week of April 23rd, 2016. I'm Marla and this is my channel, Eclipse, Astrology, and Tarot. If you would like a personal reading with me, I do astrology readings and tarot readings. You can visit my website at eclipseastro.com. Okay, I'm going to do things a little bit different this week, and I'm going to read the Ascended Masters card first. And this is from the deck, The Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue. And the card this week is Osiris, father, husband, brother, son. So we're doing a lot of healing this week on the divine masculine energy. And we've been spending a lot of time the last few years healing the divine feminine. And yes, she has really needed healing. But now we're being asked to focus on the masculine energy. And of course, Mars and Pluto are retrograde, and both of those planets represent the masculine energy. So that energy is turned inward for us to reevaluate how we're using that energy. And so we're asked to look at our relationships with the men in our life. Fathers, husbands, brothers, and sons. And this goes for everyone, male and female, because everyone has a relationship to the masculine energy. And this card is telling us that our relationships with men currently are being influenced by relationships with men from the past. So look at your relationships. I think this is going to be a lot to do with your father. Okay, we're doing a lot of inner child work right now, a lot of inner healing of old, deep wounds. And this is going back not just this life, but multiple lives. But how we view the masculine energy is very much influenced by our father, regardless of what sex we are. Okay, and how you raise your children, how you raise your son is influenced by how your father raised you. How you deal with the energy of your husband is based on other men from earlier in your life. How about old relationship partners too, even if they weren't your husband? Other men that you had significant relationships with. Your grandfather. So dealing with a lot of lineage energy, going back generations. Of course, we've had thousands of years of the patriarchy that we're trying to heal. I think it's important to remember that not just women have suffered under the patriarchy, but men have suffered too. Because men have really been put into boxes. And there's very specific ways that men are supposed to behave that make them a man in the society. And those ways really are doing a disservice to a lot of men. Because it doesn't allow men to be sensitive. It doesn't allow them to be soft. A lot has really happened with, around sexuality. How men view women in a sexual way. And likely that has to do with how your father handled that sort of thing. And so, very important to honor the masculine energy and understand their suffering as well. It's time to break free of this old energy now. It's time to balance the masculine and feminine and really calling for a new paradigm. And there's a lot of men out there that I see that are willing to step up right now and be their authentic selves and show that they can be this multi-dimensional person and not a caricature of what society deems a man to be. And often, I mean, think about the role that men have, how men are seen, and a lot of times it is like a caricature. So it's a time to really reflect on how this is influencing you. And I think this week, if you do this, you can really connect some dots in your life. So the overall energy this week is desire. And this is the Lover's Path Tarot by Chris Walder. So this card is, again, about balancing the energy. I see this card by looking at it. Okay, you see Tristan and Isolde, and they're embracing, and we see the light and the dark colors. It's about balancing the masculine and feminine. We have to balance it within ourselves as well as externally, okay? It's an internal and external balance. This card is also the Chariot. And the Chariot is about success, but it's success that comes about kind of by sheer determination, by self-control. And the word desire here, it's about being pulled along by our desires right now. And the full moon happened last night in Scorpio. I'm recording this on Friday, the 22nd. And Scorpio is I desire. And there's a lot of force on us around this full moon and the sun going through Taurus. On what we desire. And we're being shown a lot of things around what we desire, what we value, in ourselves and in another person. And the energy right now is just kind of pulling us. And it's kind of like we don't have any control. We just need to go with the flow at this point and do our best in order to stay balanced. And really just use our will and determination in order to keep our focus. The hidden influence this week is the 9 of Coins. And the 9 of Coins is about self-mastery. And truly that's what we've been working on. All the powerful energy we've been dealing with is getting us to a place of complete self-mastery. And you see on the card this woman, and she's in her garden, and it's very lush. It's fertile. She's got her coins. So she's got wealth, and she's happy. This card is very Taurus in nature. Okay, Taurus is about what we value in ourselves, our possessions, our skills, and our self-worth. This card is very Scorpio. This is about coming together with another person. Scorpio is what we value in another. Merging with the other person, merging your property, merging your money, merging sexually. And so what we want to do is balance the masculine and feminine energy inside of us so that we can be happy within ourselves, and then we don't have to worry about, we'll have a more balanced relationship externally. So this card is about being happy alone, knowing your own value, knowing your own self-worth, being authentic, being the master of your own fate. It's not depending on another person. It's letting go of codependency. And when you're balanced in the masculine and feminine, you have the ability to take control of your life. You know, you're doing both parts. You're taking control, and yet you're also receiving. You're not depending on someone else. You know, if you look at the image on this card, they're kind of clinging to each other. Like they need each other. But here, she doesn't need anyone. She's happy and content with who she is. The message from Spirit: transformation. So yes, we are going through a very, very big transformation. It's hard to see it right now, but at some point we'll be able to look back and see the powerful time that we're going through. So this is the Death card. And there's a lot that's dying inside of us right now. A lot of what's dying is our belief systems. Belief systems around the masculine and feminine. Belief systems around your self-worth. Belief systems about what you value. And how do those belief systems, what do they have to do with the masculine energy in your life? And how can you balance the masculine and feminine? You see, it's not so much that we don't need to have an external relationship with the masculine and feminine. So it's not like we don't need a partner. We do need a partner. But until we are happy being alone and being within ourselves, we're clinging too much. We're clinging too much to the partner to it's like, are you finding your self-worth through the other person? That's codependency. I don't care about myself enough. I don't think enough about myself, so I need you to show me that I'm worth something. Versus you do know it. you are aware of your value. And then when you're aware of your value, you attract a relationship that's not as clingy. And so part of what the full moon was bringing us is showing us where we're clinging and where are you being pulled by the force of your desire. This card is very Taurian energy. Mercury, as well as the sun going through Taurus, Mercury is going retrograde in Taurus this week. I think it's Thursday the 28th at 23:36 degrees of Taurus, and he's going back to 14 degrees Taurus, which he'll hit on May 22nd and be out of his shadow on June 7th. So while Mercury's in Taurus retrograding, we're going to be re-looking at what we value about ourselves, finding that self-confidence, reevaluating what skills we have. And so, what I'm getting from Spirit is that it is a challenging time in that parts of us are dying. And we're even having, I think, a lot of us physical symptoms. You know, I am having physical symptoms. I'm not sure it feels like I'm dying, but it's a very powerful time of release and purification. This card is Scorpio energy as well. This is Pluto. Pluto rules Scorpio. And Pluto is retrograde. And when I tapped into the energy around Pluto retrograde, it was very painful energy that was being released. Much more so than the Mars energy. And Osiris is just pretty much an earlier version of the myth of Pluto, because Osiris is also about death and regeneration. Both of them rule the underworld. And they both represent the divine masculine energy. And Scorpio asks us to let go. Scorpio is death. Letting go of what no longer serves us. For some of you, that might be a relationship that you're currently in. And maybe it's a very difficult time where you're having a hard time letting go. But we're in a process of self-mastery. And self-mastery is a solitary job. It's the self. Depending on self. Valuing self. Trusting that you have all the inner wisdom that you need as well. So Lots of transformative energies, lots of balancing being done, lots of healing. I think a lot of us are going to be connecting the dots this week around some big issues. Make sure you do some inner child work and see. I think some of you probably have seen now with the full moon what kind of issues you're working with on healing. And see how that relates to the masculine energy. The feminine is going to be picking up strength. But again, it's not about one being more than the other. Okay, so we've been male dominated for so many years. So it's not about now being female dominated. It's about finding balance. All right, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you'd like a personal reading with me, visit my website, eclipseastro.com. I love you so much. Take some time to self-reflect and to focus on healing for yourselves and to rest. And I'll talk to you next week.